Okay, so I didn't really plan on making a video about this, and I don't know what I'm going to say, where I'm going to go, how long this is going to be, anything like that. But I figured I had the channel. I talk about music. I mean, I do reactions. But with the passing of Liam Payne on October 16th, from a fall from a balcony, a hotel balcony, which is such a graphic, sudden, and rare, I would say, way to go. You don't hear about those deaths, whether in celebrities or just people. You don't hear about somebody dying like that all the time. So that was very surprising. But I have to say, Liam Payne and One Direction were a big part of my teen years. As somebody with four sisters and no brothers, I didn't have a chance. I mean, my God. And their music taste was going to rub off on me. And One Direction was one of those bands. And I just think about Liam passing away at 31. No one is supposed to die when they're 31. No one is supposed to go in their 30s. You're supposed to die when you're like 80 something, whatever, or 70 something, either too. But just for him to pass away like that, and so sudden, because he was so present, I want to say he was so in the news still. He was very active on social media, and it's just so weird that he's just gone. And I know he was also kind of present because of some, over the past couple of years, some of the comments he kind of made on podcasts, I think it was. I didn't really keep up with all this stuff. I didn't really care, but I was told about it from, my siblings and stuff. And, again, some of the things he was saying, of course, about how the band was formed, some band fights, whatever it was. He said he pushed someone up against the wall, whatever it was. And I think when he was saying this stuff, I think he said he was intoxicated. He kind of apologized. But anyway, that stuff, people started to dislike him because of this stuff, because of the things he was saying. And again, these things that were easily proven false. And I get it, obviously. I mean, my God. So it's just like he was already kind of on the outs with some One Direction fans. But you can, and then all of a sudden, it's just so weird that then he's dead. Because again, he was so present. And if you saw, I will say too, if you saw like a video of him, like, especially before he passed away, I think somebody took, it was like, I was on TikTok and somebody had a video where they met him. And I believe it was like the night before he passed away, something like that. But anyway, you could just tell, to me anyway, he wasn't right. And if you saw the pictures from his hotel room and what he was doing before he passed, that was just sad too. Again, he needed some kind of help. And he said as much too, I would say, I saw when he would talk about his mental health issues, when he talked about being lonely and depressed, and all this stuff. Obviously, he was kind of reaching out for some kind of help, I would say, and he needed some kind of help. I don't know. That's what comes to my mind. And but anyway, and I think about again his family. I know he has a very young baby, kid, whatever it is. I mean, very young. And his partner is like 25, and again, he was 31. I think about how I'm 26, and it just makes me think about how, again, it's a reminder of how short life is. And because I was thinking, one day, of course, One Direction members are going to die. Everyone's going to die. But again, you think, okay, it should happen when they're in their 80s or something like that. You don't think it's going to happen when they're still 31. And I was thinking, because again, and I think he was one of the ones that was really pining for it, was a One Direction reunion, a reunion tour of some kind even. And that's never, it could still happen with the other four, but it's never going to be all five of them because Liam's dead. And as somebody who's sensitive and who isn't even over their dog's death from 2020, it's just like, I don't know, for this to happen, for somebody from my my adolescence, my younger years, to die like this, 1/5 of the band is gone. It's very weird, and it took me a minute to wrap my head around. Again, when I first heard the news, it didn't really hit me all the way, and then I started seeing tributes, and especially you saw yesterday now, because it's past midnight when I'm recording this, but on the 17th is when, the next day, when you would see the tributes from his former bandmates, and you saw the tributes from even One Direction's Instagram page. And I mean, I think the One Direction Instagram page hasn't made a post in a while, and then they finally have to make one because Liam's gone. It's just so tragic, and it's so unexpected. You don't expect it to happen. I guess that's the point of the word unexpected. But it's just so sad. And then, again, you see these statements from the boys, the rest of the boys, and putting everything aside and forgetting about some of the controversies, whatever Liam stirred up. And you just think about, when they used to be a band, when they were on top of the world, the biggest boy band in the world, one of the biggest, best-selling boy bands of all time. And you just think about those days, and I just think about all those, this nostalgic vibes that comes back to my head. from those days when I was a kid when it was happening. Not a kid, but I guess, again, a young teen. So again, it's just so weird, and it makes it more real. I guess, again, when you see Zayn, Harry, Louis, Niall talking about how he's gone and that they're going to miss him. And it's just like, this is not supposed to be happening. So anyway, again, I'll just say, One Direction, I've always enjoyed them. Again, I guess you might say they're more catered to girls, whatever the hell. But women, I don't know. But again, as somebody with a bunch of sisters, no brothers, I got into One Direction. I went to see the movie This Is Us in 2013, I think it was. I mean, I was into it. I was into the stuff. Louis was always my favorite. I always kind of liked him because he was the underdog. He didn't have the best voice, but I've always liked his voice. I like his light little voice he has. And but anyway, and I had a Louis Tomlinson poster in my room. I mean, my God. But anyway, so again, I was into it. And with the band, and I think about how my sisters had a bunch of their posters in their room, and it's just like, and now one of them's gone. Again, I'm just having a hard time seeing that he's gone, and that it's so tragic and so sudden, and how, oh well, life just moves on after losing somebody you used to listen to a lot. And when they would come on, when I would put shuffle on the phone in the car, a One Direction song might come on, and I would listen to it, sing to it, whatever it is. And but I wouldn't think about how, oh, one of them's going to die soon, because you don't think it's going to happen. And I don't know. But anyway, with Liam, I would say too, he was a very integral part of the band. Obviously, I believe, looking up, especially before this video, doing some research in some way, I believe Liam opened up the most One Direction songs. It was like 36, I think it was. He opened, and again, he had one of the best voices in the group. Again, Zayn and Harry, I guess you might say, had the best ones. Again, Niall and Louis, I love their voices too. But either way, I know Harry, Zayn, and Liam, people said, had the best ones. Anyway, but Liam was also, even some people called him kind of the de facto leader, and I feel like that kind of went to Harry. But again, he was so important to the band, and how he would open songs. And again, the first song I ever heard, the first single from 2011, "What Makes You Beautiful," which I couldn't escape. I feel like for my generation, back in 2011, again, speaking as a 13-year-old back then, when I was 13 back then, when it came out, I couldn't escape it. It was everywhere. It was all over, it took over the world. This "What Makes You Beautiful" song. And Liam opened that song with "You're Insecure, Don't Know What For." and people would make memes out of that, about the old "You're Insecure" thing, and how they were, I saw videos of, they would just keep repeating "You're Insecure," and it makes me feel insecure. And I have a bumper sticker on the back of my car that says "You're Insecure," and it has the boys underneath it or whatever. And again, that One Direction has still been present in my life. And again, it's just so weird. I didn't expect his death to hit me like it did later on, again, that night, when I would go on my phone and see all these tributes. And again, like I said, when you see the tributes from the boys today, and you think about, oh my goodness, and his young family and what they must be going through, it's so sudden. And again, you think about, and now I'm seeing people talk about, is One Direction, again, you can still call them One Direction, but is Zayn, Niall, Harry, and Louis, are they going to, sing at his funeral, or are they going to come back together for that? It's just so sad in that way, because it's just like, that's not how you want them to reunite. It's just like, a funeral, because one of their brothers is gone, and it's just like so sad, and it's just so tragic. I don't know, but again, I think about the days of when they would have music videos drop, as they say, especially the song "Best Song Ever," which I remember they sampled the opening to the Who's, I forget their song they sampled for that opening, but anyway, they got sued or something. But either way, with "Best Song Ever," when that video came out, and I remember my sisters playing it over and over on loop on YouTube, because people wanted to make that the most viewed music video on YouTube in history or something like that. Again, all these things start to come back, and I think about how present One Direction was in my life. I think about the puzzles my sisters had, and I would take pictures of with the puzzles, and pretend to be fawning over the boys. Again, I don't know, I was weird, and I'll put this stuff on Facebook, and all this stuff starts coming back. And and again, I just think about now Liam's dead. And again, he had one of the best voices. He was my introduction to One Direction. Again, he was the first voice I ever heard from them, with his opening, "You're Insecure, Don't Know What For." And again, I think about it, and I've been listening again for the past couple days now, or past day, whatever it's been, last night, and then yesterday now, because again, it's past midnight when I put this up. I've been thinking about how I've been listening to these songs. Songs like Story of My Life, Night Changes. I mean, those are just they hit so hard. I mean, a line in Story of My Life when Liam sings, it seems, oh, what the hell does he say now? He says something like, it seems to me that when I die, these words will be written on my stone. And he looks to the camera in the video, and it's like, oh, again, those words were going to hit one day, but you didn't think it was going to be this early. You didn't think it was going to happen so soon. And again, songs, and again, because he was one of the best singers and he got a lot of time on lead vocals, when you listen to a song and you just hear his voice, it's just like, oh, it's just so sad to think about how he's gone now. Live While We're Young comes to mind. Again, What Makes You Beautiful, all these songs. Olivia. Again, I loved One Direction, and I'm not afraid to say it. And one of the biggest boy bands ever, and they're never going to be the same because he's gone. And it's just so weird. I don't know. Again, I didn't think I was going to make a video about this, but I just had to say, I don't know. Rest in peace to Liam. I mean, my God. It was just so weird, so unexpected. And I say weird because it's a odd, not weird, odd, whatever, but it's just such an unexpected way to go. It's just so sudden. Again, he was so present. I can't believe that he's just gone. And again, it's not like I was following him on Instagram or, following what he was posting, but it's just, I didn't expect this to happen. And yeah, it's just, again, it's a musician that you grow up listening to, and you still listen to, periodically throughout your life, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and again, he was a big part of the band, and yeah, now only 4 of them are left, and again, it's not supposed to be like this early. So anyway, I don't know. I guess that's all I gotta say about it. Just rest in peace to Liam Payne. I will remember him for his voice again. I'll remember him for his good looks, my God. And again, that best song ever, the video in that, where he plays Leroy, that comes to mind. Again, all these funny things, they were funny as hell. Just, again, I think about the video diaries from when they were on the X Factor. They were just kids, and they, got put together, and they became fucking huge. And then they went on their own paths later on down the road, and whatever, I think they broke up 2016 or something like that. And then, yeah, and then the world was theirs. I mean, they had all the money in the world. They didn't really have to do anything after that. And then he's gone. One of them's gone. It's just so sad. So anyway, and again, a very important member, I gotta say. And he's gone. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, whatever. That's all the stuff I usually say. But it's not a usual video from me here. It's just talking about a death that suddenly hit me again later on that night. So anyway, thanks anyway. And rest in peace to Liam Payne. Rest in peace to Liam, whatever. It'll be interesting to see what One Direction does if, they do somehow come out of this. Because I did see, again, on their Instagram, they talked about, something. They said something, kind of giving a cliffhanger of, there's more to come. Maybe the boys will get back together, I don't know, for his funeral, or, I don't know, a tribute set of some kind. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.